Right, well, hello everybody. Beaky and I have come back outside for our next nature
I'm quite
watch.
excited, Mrs. Waters.
Are you?
It'll be great to see what's changed. It's only 2 weeks since we started, isn't it? But this is part 3, and today is March the 7th, so it's still officially winter, isn't it?
It is, that's right. Is that why you're wearing your hat? Yes, it's quite sunny, but it's still quite cold, and I've got 2 fleeces on. Anyway, let's go and have a good look around the farm to see what's changed in just 1 week, how the plants have grown and what else we can spot. Okay, let's go. Do you remember what this plant was called, Beaky? It's a climbing plant.
I do. It's called a clematis. And look at those buds, haven't they grown?
I think lots of the plants have changed quite quickly. Let's just go and find a few others that are sprouting.
Look, Mrs. Waters, the crocuses have grown. You said there'd be more. And oh, there's some whitewads as well. We didn't have whitewads last week, did we?
No, Beaky, we've now got all 3 colours of crocuses. Yellow, purple and white.
And the daffodils are growing as well, aren't they?
They are, but they're not quite as tall as the ones round the corner. Let's go and see the ones in the sunniest spot.
This was a slightly sunnier spot, wasn't it?
It is, and you can see that they've grown as well, haven't they? We'll keep our eyes on this patch all year.
OK, let's go somewhere else to the really sunny spot.
Wow, look, Beaky. You can almost see the yellow on the daffodils now. They've got really tall, haven't they? They'll be opened up. We thought they might be open this week, but maybe we've not had enough sunshine yet. But they really are getting tall. These have appeared since we came out last, Beaky. I don't know what they're going to be, but they're not bulbs. Well, like everything else, we're just going to have to watch and wait and see what happens.
This one is the standard rose. That means it's only got 1 trunk and it looks a bit like a tree. But look at those lovely pink leaves at the top. They've grown very quickly, haven't they?
They have. They'll start off pink and then they'll gradually change and become green.
What's this bush called, Mrs. Waters?
This is called a burglar.
Oh, that's good, isn't it?
It is, and it's got buds coming up on it already, hasn't it? This one is especially to attract the butterflies, because we need the butterflies and the bees and the wasps to pollinate the flowers later in the year. That means that they will help to make the fruit grow, and that's why this one's planted right next to the kitchen garden. So, Beaky, if you look in this hedge here, you can just start to see the tiniest little buds coming just here, and that's because this is now waking up, and the birds are going to start making their nests in these hedges now. This is a hawthorn hedge. Okay, are you building a nest?
I have been looking for a nest, but I don't have a lady friend yet.
Well, Beaky, you know what you've got to do, don't you?
No?
You need to learn how to dance. The birds dance for each other when they're looking for a mate, just like people do.
Do they? OK, I better go and get some lessons. This plant's got very big buds, hasn't it?
It has, Beaky.
What is it?
It's called a rhododendron. And we have to keep the horses out of the garden because that's poisonous to horses. I wonder what those big buds will turn into. Do you think they'll be leaves or flowers?
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, won't we?
We will.
Can we go across to the kitchen garden, Mrs. Waters, so we can see what's happening over there?
We can.
Mrs. Waters, someone's been digging in your garden.
I know, Beaky, it was me.
Why?
Well, this is the time of the year when the days are getting longer, we get more sunshine and the sun's a little bit warmer, so the soil is warming up and we need to get it ready to plant the seeds.
Oh,
yes, because as the soil warms up and the seed gets put in the soil, The seed thinks, "Ooh, this is nice warm sunshine on my back," and it starts to grow. It sends some roots down and a shoot up, and it drinks the water and it starts to grow. So we have to get the soil ready.
Oh, can I do some gardening?
I'm sure you can.
Can I plant some seeds?
Yes, we can do that in the greenhouse.
Can we go and look in the greenhouse?
Yes, we'll go and see what's changed in there. Last stop.
Okay.
Well, Beaky, here we are in the greenhouse. Not a lot has changed. I have had to separate out the sweet peas, though, so I think we ought to have a close look at a sweet pea plant so we can see why I've had to do that. Right? Let's get a bit closer to one. You come and sit up here. So, here is a sweet pea close-up, and you can see on the plant there are lots of little curly bits. They're the tendrils that the plant is sending out, and those are going to help this plant to climb up sticks and to climb up the bushes that it's planted next to. These plants were grown from the seeds that I took from last year's flowers. I haven't had to buy any at all, and they've been growing slowly all winter, but it's almost time for them to go out into the garden. Now, they need to be hardened off first. That means they need to be taken outside in the daytime and then brought back into the greenhouse where it's a bit warmer in the evening. And when there are no frosts left in the mornings, it will be time to plant these out. I've had to separate them away from each other because they're all trying to climb up each other. Well, as you can see, Buffy has appeared as usual, and not only is she a musical cat, she's a pirate cat. She likes to sit on my shoulder like parrots do. Okay, but I think it's...
Can I plant some sweet peas, Mrs. Waters?
Well, Beaky, I think we've got enough sweet peas. Maybe beans.
I know a really good story about beans.
Do you?
It's called Jack and the Beanstalk.
Well, that is a good
Maybe
one.
we should do that one first in Beaky Nori.
That's a good idea, actually. We could, couldn't we? Yeah?
See you all next week. Bye.
Bye. See you next week. Come on, Buffy. Time to go down.